Okay, so I've got this section there coming together, and next I want to do the joists, but before I do that, I want to fix something up with the column, because I didn't project the lines of the column there through, which you can see do extend, not in that photo. That's another one I want to show you because the beams need to change as well. But then you can see here the columns do go through to the underside of the joists. Now I'm not sure if they connect through the joists. I think we'll just have them stopping. Yeah, there we go. So you can see pretty clearly there they do stop finally at the top of the beam, and I had them stopping at the bottom of the beam. So luckily they're blocks, so it's a good chance to show you block editing. So any block in AutoCAD you can select, and then right click and you get a couple of options for editing the blocks. So you've got the block editor, which is a nice thing to go into a separate view to edit your blocks. But then you also have edit block in place, which I think usually is a better option. Yeah, it's a bit more difficult, but if you've got something that needs to work in lots of different files, it's handy. But otherwise, yeah, you're right, edit block in place is probably more useful. So with that one, you just need to choose the one that you want to edit. This is only really useful if you have nested blocks, but we don't here, so I'm just going to click OK. And then I need to add some lines. I'm not just going to extend these lines. Well, sorry, the outer one I can extend, so I can just stretch that up. No, sorry, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to draw new lines just because of the way we need to add things to the other ones. Normally I would just extend them up, but in this case I won't. So I'm going to draw some lines instead to continue those, just new lines, and you'll see why in a moment, instead of extending. And then you can just offset those 15 mil. And that's the only change I need. So then using so maybe actually we need one more line, just because this line will go later. That's from the joist, so I'm going to copy that line up as well. Doesn't matter to have lines on top of each other, really. That's okay. It's not good practice, but you can get away with it as long as you know it's there. And it's not confusing. Yeah.
Like you're going to see it when
No, it doesn't add any line weight when you have multiple lines on top of each other. It's not like drawing multiple lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as you know it's there and it's not getting in the way, it's fine. So I'm just going to go to Save Changes, click OK, and it will add that to all of those blocks. But remember, some of these were exploded. That's right. So there I could either copy the lines across or just draw the lines. Doesn't take long to draw those extra ones in. And offset 15 again, mirror to the other side, and copy to the last one. And there we go. So that's it. And so now they look better. And yep, so there are also some changes we need to make to the beam. So the beam is not as deep as I've drawn it. This one actually is, but in the section you'll see it's not shown that way. So see how the beam here is shown not as deep? I don't think it's a huge issue, but I thought it's just another chance to show you the block editor. So I'm going to select this beam and right click, edit block in place. Okay, and then using stretch, well first I'll just show you the distance. I'm going to measure that distance, which is exactly 295, and so I just want to bring it up so that it's 250. So I'm going to use stretch And notice I've gone over the beam, but I don't need to worry about selecting other things that aren't part of the block. And I'm going to bring it up 45. So remember the base point's down here. I've done that deliberately so that all of the other ones are raised. Oops.
What did you press to just type in 45?
Oh,
You need to change
yeah, I'll do that again. So with stretch, so you make your window first to select the parts that you want to stretch. Enter, and then click a base point somewhere, and move it from that point in the direction you want.
So can you do that with just a simple line?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'll save the changes there, and that should update them all so that they are all raised. But that doesn't really make sense now. Think about it, because we've got this plate here. So I'll undo that, but just so you can see, that would be how you change them. So if you realise later that some of those beams do need to change, or you need to do a smaller one,